All right, welcome back to Disease Talks. Today, we're diving once again into the bizarre world where your health problems grab a mic and tell their side of the story. And things are about to get strange. That's right. This is part 2 of the series where diseases spill all the tea. The drama in the panel is more intense than a family reunion where everyone knows you owe them money. There are no eyes, no lips, just voices. So grab a seat, maybe get yourself a snack. But be warned, after this, you might start recognizing some of these voices the next time you're feeling under the weather. Now, for those of you just joining us, let's lay down the ground rules. First, no repeats. We're not talking to the cough, the flu, stomach bug, or sinus congestion. They had their moment in part 1. They're the washed-up celebrities of the disease world now, probably signing autographs at a health convention or lurking in the back of a vitamin aisle somewhere. Today we've got a fresh lineup, a whole new crew of botanical troublemakers ready to air their grievances. The format is simple: we bring a disease on, give it a mic, and let it rant about its life's work. It's a simple cycle: hook, roast, remedy, and repeat. Think of it like therapy, but for the things that annoy your body. Instead of a therapist nodding thoughtfully, we've got me, sitting here, making fun of diseases like it's just another day at the clinic. It's a system that works. We're not getting into the heavy stuff here. No pharmaceuticals, no complicated medical jargon. This is the people's guide to feeling a little bit better, brought to you by the very things causing the trouble in the first place. It's like having a burglar explain to you how to install a better lock. You might not trust him completely, but you have to admit, he knows what he's talking about. So, let's get this microbial circus started. Our first guest is ready backstage, probably adjusting their stress levels or tightening their blood vessels for the big debut. Who knows what goes on behind the curtain in a show like this? All I know is that we've got a lineup of characters today that could rival any reality TV show. So, without further ado, let's bring out our first guest and see what kind of chaos they're bringing to the table today. First up, please welcome our first guest. He's small, he's relentless, and he carries the weight of the world on his tiny shoulders. Or rather, he puts the weight of the world inside your head. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Migraine. Now Migraine, you look calm enough on the surface, but you and I both know what kind of chaos you bring. Tell us, what really goes on inside that pounding little world of yours?
Hello. Oh, you know me. I'm the one who knocks when life gets too loud, too bright, or too caffeinated. I am the Migraine. I like loud lights and rude alarms. I come for no reason. I make brains feel heavy and slow. I am a full drama queen. I'm basically your brain's way of saying, hey genius, maybe don't skip sleep and drown in screens all day. And every time you think, oh, it's just a little tension, bam, I arrive with the full orchestra, pounding drums, flashing lights, and a sprinkle of nausea for dramatic effect. I mean, I'm not evil. I just love a good trigger. A missed meal here, a little dehydration there, maybe a loud meeting, perfect concert conditions. But when you actually rest, stay hydrated, and touch a little magnesium or peppermint oil, yeah, I lose my rhythm. Guess even I need to chill sometimes.
This guy knows his brand, a full drama queen. I respect the honesty. At least he's self-aware. He's not out here pretending to be a minor headache. No, he's the main event, the headliner of head pain. He's the festival you never bought a ticket for. But somehow you're stuck in the front row and the speakers are blown. So, Migraine, you arrive like a storm. Next up on our stage of biological honesty, we have a guest who's smooth, sly, a total menace after dark. He's the reason you know exactly what time it is at 3 a.m. Please welcome Insomnia, the official spokesperson for sleepless nights everywhere. Insomnia slides onto the stage with this laid-back, almost too relaxed vibe.
Hello, I'm Insomnia. People think I'm harmless, just a little late-night overthinking, but truth is, I'm that restless hum in your brain that says, let's replay that embarrassing moment from 2016. I show up when you sip coffee after dinner, scroll through your phone in the dark, or bring your work to bed like it's a bedtime story. Once I'm in, I start the party, heart beats a little faster, your thoughts turn into fireworks, and suddenly the ceiling becomes your best friend. I sit on your pillow and scroll your phone with my mind, but I'll admit, I I can't handle calm energy. Herbal teas, deep breathing, a cool, dark room. Those things shut me down faster than a low battery. I make nights very long, so if you want to get rid of me, go ahead, switch off the screen, stretch, breathe, chill. Otherwise, I'll see you at 3 a.m., right after your just one more video moment.
This guy is the ultimate night owl. He doesn't just stay up late, he makes sure you're right there with him, staring at the ceiling, contemplating every decision you've ever made. One more episode, one more chapter, one more scroll through social media. Except, he's inside your brain. Insomnia, you're the invisible roommate who just won't go to bed. You thrive on the glow of a screen. You live for the thrill of a late-night snack. The ticking clock is your favorite music. You turn a bedroom into a 24-hour anxiety news cycle. People wake up feeling like they've run a marathon they don't remember signing up for. It's roast time. You need to be taken down a peg. You, sir, are the party guest who doesn't understand social cues. Alright, let's bring out our next guest. This one has a tough exterior and a personality to match. He's fiery, unpredictable, and never shows up quietly. Please welcome acid reflux, the embodiment of that burning sensation that makes you regret every spicy decision you've ever made. This guy strolls out with all the confidence of a rock star.
I am acid reflux, the burn. I show up right after you've conquered that late-night pizza or decided extra chili was a good idea. You think you're brave? Until I start climbing your throat like a lava wave. I rise from the belly and make your chest feel like a campfire. I'm basically your stomach's way of screaming, "Bro, what are you doing to me?" I love a good chaos combo, greasy fries, soda, and lying flat right after dinner. Oh, that's my playlist, baby. I love spicy food and heavy dinners before bed. But I'll give you a secret. I hate calm stomachs. When you eat slow, skip the spice fest, stay upright after meals, and chew on a bit of ginger or aloe juice. Pff, I lose all my fire. Guess I can't handle balance. Too boring. So next time you feel me rising, don't blame me. Blame that triple cheeseburger you called just a snack. Stay cool out there, or don't. I'll be waiting by the hot sauce.
He's not just a problem, he's a lifestyle. He's the consequence of a good time, the encore nobody asked for after a fantastic meal. Acid reflux is that internal heckler who shows up right when you're trying to relax. You've just had a delicious, decadent dinner. But that's his cue. That's when he decides to make his grand entrance, rising up from your stomach like a tiny, angry volcano. He loves it when you eat a huge meal and then immediately lie flat, basically giving him a water slide directly into your esophagus. Time for the roast. Acid reflux, listen up. You are a tiny internal dragon with a serious attitude problem. But really, you're just the result of poor planning. You're the biological equivalent of leaving a hot iron face down on the carpet.
I like big dinners. The kind where you say, "I'm so full," and then still go back for dessert.
So, how do we put out this internal fire? Let's get to the remedies. Eat smaller, more frequent meals. Wait 2 or 3 hours before lying down. Stay upright. Chew slowly. Try a little raw ginger or fennel seeds or sugar-free gum, even a small sip of aloe vera juice. Our next guest proves that big trouble can come in very small packages. These guys are tiny, persistent, and they travel in packs. Please welcome to the stage, seasonal allergies, the invisible confetti of chaos, bringing you the sneezy, itchy, watery-eyed misery of springtime. A faint sniffle echoes through the room as seasonal allergies takes the mic.
Springtime, my season. The flowers bloom, the sun's out, bees are humming, and I'm thriving. Some call it pollen season. I call it my grand entrance. I'm seasonal allergies, the walking pollen parade, the friendly neighborhood sneeze trigger. You might think I'm tiny, but I've got range. One whiff of pollen, a dash of dust, maybe a cat brushing by, and boom, I'm hosting a sneeze concert right in your sinuses. I make everything dramatic. Watery eyes, itchy throat, endless sniffles. You open a window for fresh air? Congratulations, you've just invited me to the party. I don't mean to ruin your picnic. I just get overexcited when nature celebrates. Flowers throw pollen, trees wave it around, and I'm there in the middle shouting, "Let's make it rain." But yeah, I've got weaknesses. Steam inhalation, local honey, saline rinses, and closing those windows. total buzzkills. They calm the storm before I can even start. So enjoy the sunshine, but maybe keep tissues handy, because wherever the flowers bloom, I bloom louder. Spring loves me. Your sinuses, not so much.
This little guy makes the most beautiful time of year also the most irritating for many people. He's the invisible menace, a tiny particle of doom floating on the breeze. He turns a lovely walk in the park into a battleground. Your own body becomes a traitor, overreacting to a harmless speck of pollen like a foreign invader. Seasonal allergies and his pollen army are masters of infiltration. They get in your eyes, they get up your nose, they get all over your clothes. They're the reason you hoard tissues in every pocket and purse when flowers first bloom. They make you look like you've been crying for a week when really you're just trying to breathe through your nose. All right, seasonal allergies. It's roast time. You and your pollen posse are like glitter, festive for about 5 seconds. Then, an absolute menace. You get everywhere, impossible to get rid of completely. And just when you think you've cleaned it all up, you find more weeks later. You are the ultimate party crasher. You ruin picnics. You sabotage garden parties. You make opening a window a high-stakes gamble. You're the reason people look at a beautiful field of wildflowers and just think, nope. I make tissues popular. So, what are the remedies? Try a small amount of local honey regularly. For immediate relief, steam from a hot shower can open nasal passages. A gentle saline rinse can literally wash pollen out. Practical defenses. Wear sunglasses outside. Keep windows closed on high pollen days. When you come inside, change your clothes and wash your face. Let's welcome our next guest. He's calm. He's collected the so-called silent operator of the modern world. But tonight, we're seeing his other side. Please welcome type 2 diabetes, representing the slow and steady art of turning sugar into chaos. Specifically the lifestyle and blood sugar side. He glides onto the stage, calm and almost smug.
Oh, hey there, sweet humans. Yep, that's me, your personal sugar tornado. I'm the reason you just crushed that chocolate bar and then 3 hours later are staring at your ceiling wondering why your hands feel like jelly. I'm not evil, okay, maybe a little. But mostly, I'm education disguised as chaos. See, I make blood sugar dance like it's auditioning for Dancing with the Stars. Up, up, up. Woo! You feel like a superhero, running on clouds of candy and soda. And then, bam! Crash! Gravity's got jokes, my friend. You slump into the couch like a melted marshmallow, questioning every life choice since breakfast. I'm like that strict gym teacher who yells at you to balance your plate, only my whistle is made of donut crumbs. I show you the highs, the lows, and occasionally make you crave pizza at midnight. You think you're winning. Nope. Just learning about habits the hard way.
Type 2. Diabetes manages the inevitable crash, leaving you tired, foggy, and wondering why a nap feels like a life goal. He's the master of the vicious cycle, a smooth-talking enabler who loves when you pick a sugary drink instead of water and reach for white bread like it's still 1999. He's that friend who doesn't raise his voice, just quietly ruins your week. Type 2 diabetes, it's absolutely roast time. You know, you're the most passive-aggressive guest we've ever had. You don't yell, you don't rush, you just lurk in the background like, don't worry, I'll wait. You're basically the Netflix autoplay of bad habits. Silent, consistent, and impossible to turn off. One day it's just a donut. And next thing you know, you've got you setting up a permanent office in someone's bloodstream.
Hey, I don't judge, I just do the math. You give me sugar, I give you fatigue. You skip breakfast, I throw in a dizzy spell. It's not revenge, it's balance. You call it a bad habit, I call it job security.
Our next guest looks harmless enough. Mild, quiet, maybe even friendly. But don't be fooled by that low-key vibe. Beneath the surface, this one's got a real talent for overstaying their welcome. Please welcome fungal infections. The voice behind those persistent, itchy, and downright awkward conditions like athlete's foot and fungal nails. He steps up to the mic looking almost shy. But trust me, his voice is anything but. It's confident, unapologetic, and just the right amount of uncomfortable, kind of like finding out your gym socks have developed their own ecosystem.
I'm the fungus. Yeah, that fungus. I live in warm, damp places. I love socks. I love closed shoes. Basically, if it's humid and smells slightly like regret, I'm home. You call it athlete's foot. I call it spa day. I thrive on sweat, stress, and people who think airing out their shoes is optional. I make toes unhappy, yes. But let's be honest, I bring people together. You start itching, you start Googling, and suddenly you're on your third pair of breathable socks at 2 a.m. It's community building. And fungal nails? Oh, that's my art form. Slow, dramatic, subtle. I'm not flashy, I'm persistent. You can ignore me for months, but eventually, I make my presence known.
This little guy is the squatter who moves into your shoes and refuses to leave, a tiny, microscopic freeloader. He is the master of lurking. He thrives in the places we don't talk about at dinner parties, sweaty sock, public shower floor, inside of a shoe that hasn't had a chance to air out. He's patient. He'll wait for the perfect opportunity to set up camp, usually between your toes, under a nail. He'll slowly but surely make his presence known. He's the reason you might feel a little self-conscious at the pool or when you're trying on new sandals. Fungus, it is absolutely roast time. You, my friend, are the worst kind of roommate. You never help with cleaning. You leave damp towels everywhere. You create a weird, musty smell. You are clingy. You thrive in filth. You're the reason for the no shoes in the house rule. You're like a tiny, gross barnacle on people's feet. You cling to damp spots. So, how do we evict this fungal fiend? Athlete foot's weakness? A dry, clean environment. Let your feet breathe. Change your socks daily. Go for breathable shoes. Skip the plastic ones. And if you hit the gym, wear flip-flops in the showers. And finally, if you want to send fungus packing the natural way, try a little tea tree oil or apple cider vinegar soak. Smells intense, but so does regret. All right. We've had a full lineup of dysfunction on stage tonight. It's been a wild ride. We've met the migraine. We've met the insomniac. We've met the heartburn. We've met the allergies. We've met the sugar trouble. We've met the foot fungus. Each one came with their own special brand of chaos, and each one got the roast they so richly deserved. It's been emotional. It's been educational. And let's be honest, a little bit gross. Looking at you, fungus. But before we wrap things up, let's do a quick bonus round, a high-speed recap for everyone taking notes at home. The express roast and remedy round. One-line roasts, one-line remedies. Let's go. Migraine. The roast? You are the drama queen of the nervous system. Every little light is suddenly a spotlight. And now for the remedies. Hydrate, rest in darkness, ditch the caffeine overload, drink ginger tea and breathe. Not everything's a rave. Insomnia. The roast, you are the night shift manager of my anxiety, and that friend who says one more episode and ruins my entire week. The remedies. Stick to a routine, turn off your screens, have some chamomile tea. Acid reflux. The roast. You're a tiny, angry fire breather. The remedies. Eat smaller meals, don't lie down right after eating, try a little aloe vera juice and chew some gum. Allergies. The roast, you sneeze your way into every season like it's a red carpet event. Nobody asked for the pollen confetti. The remedies? Try some local honey, use steam, use a saline rinse, and don't forget to wear sunglasses. Type 2. Diabetes. The roast? You are the passive-aggressive life coach I never hired. The remedies? Eat more fiber and protein with your carbs, move your body, and make low-sugar swaps. Lastly, for fungal infection. The roast? You're the clingy ex of the foot world, always showing up uninvited and refusing to leave. The remedies? Keep your feet clean and dry, let your shoes air out, try a vinegar soak and a little tea tree oil. So what have we learned tonight? We learned that if you hand a disease a microphone, it suddenly has a lot to say. We've just witnessed a full-blown medical rebellion. Live on stage. We had migraine, the drama queen who treats every flicker of light like a Broadway spotlight. Insomnia, the late-night DJ remixing your regrets at 3 a.m. Acid reflux, basically a volcano with anger issues. Allergies, that sneezy little overachiever turning spring into a tissue convention. Type 2. Diabetes, the smooth-talking accountant who keeps cooking your sugar books. And of course, fungal infection, the clingy roommate who just refuses to move out of your socks. They all showed up. They all overstayed their welcome. They acted like the worst guests you could possibly imagine. But in between the roasting and the ridiculousness, we actually learned something valuable. Each of these so-called villains came with their own cheat codes, and none of them involved complicated prescriptions or expensive treatments. The remedies were simple, intuitive things we can all do. The migraine wants quiet and hydration. Insomnia craves routine, and less phone glow at midnight. Acid reflux wants smaller meals, and maybe stop eating like gravity's a myth. Seasonal allergies want you to wash, block, rinse, and repeat. Type 2. Diabetes wants balance, movement, and a little discipline, not punishment. And fungus wants you to keep it clean, dry, and not a five-star resort for moisture. It turns out, a lot of these everyday villains are surprisingly easy to outsmart if you just know their weaknesses. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway from all of this. A little bit of attention, a few simple habits, and a good sense of humor can go a long way. The closing remedy for everything? It's pretty straightforward. Drink more water, get enough sleep, move your body in a way that feels good. Eat more plants, even the ones that talk back. And most importantly, learn to laugh at the absurdity of it all. Laughing at a talking disease that represents your foot fungus is, I promise you, a form of therapy in itself. It's about taking the power back from the things that try to disrupt our lives. Huge thanks to our incredible and incredibly strange disease crew. No faces but full of attitude. Part 2 is officially a wrap. Who knows who we'll talk to next time? Maybe vegetables. Maybe the spices in the back of your cabinet will finally spill the tea. Or maybe we'll interview that mysterious container in the back of the fridge that's been there so long it started to develop a personality. Until then, keep your socks dry and your nightlight off, and maybe don't let sugar trouble crash your snack time. This was Disease Talks. Be well and try not to get roasted by your own body. Thank you for listening. See you in the